welcome back to a brand new episode of Where Do We Begin? It's a really different one today, actually. Jackson, what have we got coming up?
So it's not a special interview like we normally do. We're doing a just sort of chat between us two, and we'll have some special guests on.
Yeah, it should be really good. So we've got a couple of people from a new band that we're going to feature in a couple of weeks, and we've got a friend of the show coming on for a quiz as well, and it's going to be more of a chatty, laid-back pod compared to what it usually is. So, and we're going to be doing these every second week and have the interview every other week from now on. So every Monday still. So yeah, you been doing much lately this last week, really, in lockdown?
Not a lot, because we went back into lockdown. So I'm still working full time. So I'm working every day. I only get a little bit of time to do these podcasts, so that's not too bad. But yeah, you?
Yeah, nothing really. Going to sound a bit like an 80-year-old here, but the only thing I've really done is got my hair cut. So nothing really.
Is your barber still open?
Oh, no. Got it cut at home, actually.
Right. A home cut. I love that.
Save a bit of money on that. Yeah, I like that a lot. So that's all I've been up to, really. Of course, footy's been on this week. We want to talk about that Bombers game. And
I reckon we should, to be totally honest.
It was absolute shock. What was it, like 40, 50 points or something?
Oh, what went on there?
Yeah, well, expected, really. Bombers just been shit forever, haven't they?
Yeah, fair enough.
But I think we move on from that. What about the Pies? Thursday night.
Oh, it was a good win. Very good win. I'm very happy with that. Yeah, the Pies got up against... I was honestly a little bit worried, but the way we actually played against a really good Geelong side and stopping the highest scoring team in the league to like 20 or 30 points is really good for us. Yeah,
it was a pretty shit game to watch, that one, but not much going for it. They had a crowd, though. That was decent.
Yeah, it was really good to see a crowd. We had a crowd last week against Hawthorn, but to see an even bigger crowd in Perth was really good to see. Yeah,
it was 22K or something like that. It's pretty good. But what we're going to do, I think we'll go straight into this segment, change the rundown a bit. Where every chat pod, we're going to call it, we're going to do our little sporting highlight of the week on the show. So what have you got for us, Jackson?
Especially from that Collingwood game. Did you see Will Hoskin-Elliott's mark?
Oh, yeah, geez, that was a good mark.
That was fantastic, honestly. Just the high flyer. He actually tried it a few times in the game beforehand. You could see him trying to get up, but he finally got that one up, and it was a spectacular mark.
Yeah, it was a great mark. Yeah, Hoskin-Elliott, he has taken a few great marks over the years, hasn't he? Especially at the Pies since he moved from the Giants.
Yeah, he's a bit of a high flyer. Like, you don't really think of that from a little bit like a sort of tall, lanky bloke, but like he's a high flyer. He's just unexpected. He's a very straight kick, which is really good too. But yeah, Hoskin-Elliott, great mark. What about you? What was your sporting highlight of the week?
Well, like I said, I'm not going to talk about the footy. We're just going to move on from that. Beat the Crows next week, hopefully. But I'm going to talk about Arsenal. This week, beating Liverpool and Man City. If we don't win the title next season, it's a disgrace, honestly. Beating Man City in the FA Cup final, how good? Like a 2-0 win, Aubameyang getting a brace, and then beating Liverpool, a bit lucky that game. I think Lacazette and Reece Nelson scored. But the two best teams in England, two of the best teams in the world, beating him in the space of 3 or 4 days. Love to see it.
Yeah, it's not a bad week for your Arsenal, is it?
Yeah, definitely much better than the Bombers. And the A-League's coming back. The A-League's come back this week, and Victory's playing sometime in the next few days, maybe next weekend. So you're a Victory fan as well, I know?
Yeah, I would say that, but I haven't really watched for the last few years. But yeah, it'd be like with the whole thing of them moving to New South Wales for the foreseeable future, it'll be very weird to see how it all goes ahead. The way like they've actually tried to get into New South Wales 3 times.
Yeah. And leaving on the night that the borders closed, that was a bit of a shocker from the FFA.
Yeah, bloody hell, what a shocker.
Yeah, and we haven't spoken about it, but a couple of weeks ago, the Australia and New Zealand getting the Women's World Cup in 2023. How good's that?
Yeah. Oh, so good. I'm so happy. It'll be hopefully my second World Cup if I attend a few games, but really excited to see a few women's games on home soil, you know?
Yeah, and hopefully our great friend of the show, the number one ticket holder, Alex Chidiac, hopefully she gets in the squad this time. So we're crossing our fingers for you, Alex.
Yeah, big shout out to Alex. Fingers crossed.
That's a massive highlight, getting that World Cup. But should we go into our listener Q&A now, do you reckon?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, so if you follow us on our socials at WDWB Pod on Instagram and Twitter, and Where Do We Begin on Facebook, you'll see that we put up a thing asking for some questions for a bit of a Q&A with us this week and our guests who are coming up. So have you got anything that you received, Jackson?
No, I didn't actually receive any questions on my Instagram post.
Oh, no. Shocker. But we've got this one from Milan Ivanovic. So a big hello to you, Milan. Jackson, what was the best decade of music?
Oof. Well, I've really only been alive for 2 decades, and I don't really remember the start of the 2000s. But I would say the 2000s for me, to be totally honest. I don't listen to a lot of music before that. Like the only real thing I listened to before that is maybe like the Blues Brothers soundtrack, because that's one of the greatest movies of all time.
Blues Brothers, yeah.
But yeah, 2000s for me. I don't know. I listened to a lot of music from that sort of era. You?
Yeah, well, to be honest, I'm kind of opposite to you. I was born in March 03, and then I listened to, most of the stuff I listen to is just like 70s, 80s, 90s. I couldn't really choose one, but maybe I'd just go 70s. Got lots of good stuff from then. But you've got some absolute classic bands that have been like through all 3 decades, like Queen was in all 3 decades, and Rolling Stones as well. Heaps of bands.
Not wrong. Luckily, this question's come up because we do have in our quiz a bit later a bit of a preview. We have questions about music and questions about sport, so it's a bit different this week.
Yeah, it is a bit different. But speaking of music, we're going to introduce our next 2 guests now. They're from a band called White Bonsai, and they've come on the show. They love their sport. For a bit of a chat, we're going to feature some of their music in an upcoming episode. So, Adam and Dylan, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us. We appreciate it.
How did the band come about? I guess is the first thing I've got to ask.
So Dylan and myself were in a band previous to White Bonsai, and it was like an indie rock band. And eventually we sort of got sick of it because me and Dylan especially are into a bit more grungy or heavier stuff, you could say. So we decided, let's just cut our losses here and actually start playing the music that we sort of want to play. So we started doing that, and obviously we were friends in high school before that. As well as the other 2 boys in the band, Jacob and James. So it was myself, Dylan, and Jacob in the band first, and then we needed a new singer. So we got Dylan's mate, James, who they were doing covers of which bands, Dylan? You guys doing covers of?
We're doing our In Excess covers for like a school assignment. So that's how I knew him.
Yeah, so then we picked him up and we started jamming, and then that's where we're at today, sort of thing. So yeah.
So what do each of you 2 play?
I'm on the drums.
And I play guitar.
How long have you guys been learning that sort of stuff?
I self-taught from like, I think 7 years old. And then it's kind of, drums are a joke, man. Like you pick it up if you, like they're easy as fuck to learn.
Believe it or not, I'm actually a better drummer than Dylan. So
yeah, he's a better drummer than me.
I had a mate in high school who was really obsessed about the drums, and he was just like very serious. He's like, don't mess with my drums. So just to hear both sides of it, it's very funny.
Yeah, that sounds like Adam actually.
But funny story actually, we had a gig once, and Dylan's kit kept screwing up, and then he shit the bed a little bit, and he threw a drumstick into the audience and nearly cracked one of the other band members in the head. So
that's what it's all about, though. Isn't
about it, but you know how it is.
I did the drums myself from about grade 2 to like year 9, I think. I really liked it, but the high school teacher was a bit shit, so ended up dropping it. But doing piano for VCA music now, which is good. So you guys met each other in high school, I guess?
Yeah, I was in the year level below Adam. They picked me up through a teacher that heard me play in the music room, and we kind of just tied together. So
yeah, we used to do, those school performances they put on like every year sort of thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, so our high school obviously does that every year. And I had a couple mates in my year level, but we couldn't find a drummer. So then our music teacher was like, get this kid Dylan, like, because Dylan's brother is a drummer as well. But he wasn't at the school anymore by that time. So like, all right, get his younger brother, he's just as good. So we picked him up, and then we had that instant musical bond, which was really great. So yeah.
What school's this?
Catholic Regional College, North Sydenham, sorry.
Oh, right, yeah.
So you guys writing any music at the moment, or laying low in the lockdown?
Well, we've got a song that we're recording. We started recording it like like at the end of when we could meet up with like 5 people or whatever. So luckily I had all the mics and stuff for the drum kit. So the drum takes are done. We're just waiting on these hacks to record their parts.
Yeah, so Dylan's recorded his drum parts, obviously, and I've sort of just about on the final part of recording my guitar takes. Our vocalist is doing his part, the other guitarist is doing his part. So eventually we just got to put them all together, get someone to mix it, because we're trying to mix it ourselves, but because there's so many tracks in this particular song, it's a bit difficult. So we might need to get like an outside individual to do that for us. But yeah, it's going great so far.
So where do you see the band going in the next few months or years ahead?
Straight to the top.
Yeah, Dylan's taken over the world and we're all just following in his glory.
I love that. That's confidence. You know, you got to have it.
Got your world tour lined up?
But like,
Yeah, of course.
we're going to get an East Coast tour going as soon as lockdown. So we'll see what happens. We'll just take it as it comes. I mean, we're getting gigs, semi-regularly before coronavirus happened and everything. So hopefully when everything sort of calms down, we can get back on that train and keep gigging, and hopefully bigger and better things to come. So
Fingers crossed. So what do you guys are into sport?
Yeah.
yes.
Stun the sash.
Oh, yes. The
Oh,
Bombers.
no, another one.
I know Adam's a big Liverpool fan, but so I think we'll leave that to one side. But Dylan, tell us about your Bombers supporting life.
Honestly, I don't want to talk about on Friday night. We won't talk about that, but I've been, just been going at it ever since I can remember, really.
Since 2000, mate, eh?
Yeah, since 2000.
Are you a member?
No, I'm not. I've never been.
Oh, no.
Are you a member?
How long have you been a member for?
I've been a member ever since I moved here. So since 2004. So
Jesus.
What's that, 16 years?
Wow. I'm only up to 13, I think, with my Collingwood membership, but
Collingwood, Jesus Christ. I hate Collingwood so much. They aggravate me. Like, just leave, man.
How good was the win over the Pies the other week?
That was grouse. Grouse.
no, it wasn't grouse. But what's really funny, I love that everyone hates Collingwood, but the only team we really hate is Carlton. That's the only
I'm
team
a Carlton
we care
supporter.
about.
I must come out and say
Oh, no. Here we go.
bit heartbroken after today, but you know what? That win over Essendon a couple of weeks ago really lifted my spirits for like the rest of the year. So
Jacob Townsend.
I don't care too
Oh,
much.
that miss on the siren from Jacob Townsend. Oh,
Should have kicked it harder, man.
But
Should have kicked
Robbie
it harder.
Gray, big round of applause for Robbie Gray today. Well done, mate.
Yeah, big ups. I was literally watching that last 5 minutes. It was crazy.
I was having heart palpitations the whole time. It was ridiculous.
Carlton,
Every Carlton game that
imagine if you-
happens.
Carlton's been in heaps of close games this year, haven't they?
I think we've had 4 or 5 that have been by less than a goal, like win or lose,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I saw that
So-
stat today. Yeah, after this game, it's been crazy. I have a few cousins that are big Carlton supporters, and whenever Collingwood lose, Carlton win, they always get in the group chat and be like, "How good is it to be a Collingwood fan?" But this week I can say, "How good is it to be a Carlton fan?" You're out of the 8.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta take it as it comes. If you give it out, you gotta cop it on the chin when you lose as well.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah, I think, but the win over the Cats was pretty good. I think that was the week after the 1-point loss to the Demons. So, yeah, like you said, heaps of close games. Are you a member?
No, we're gonna get a membership this year. Like obviously, when I was a kid, I had a membership for a couple of years, and then Carlton sort of let off a little bit, you could say.
A little bit.
And yeah, and then
Had
a couple of
say
wooden
that,
spoons here and there. But then obviously my dad wasn't into it anymore at that point because he was sick of watching us lose, so we stopped getting memberships. But we're gonna get one this year, and then obviously everything happened. So, but yeah, hopefully next year, if everything goes all right, I'll grab one then.
I've just got the ladder up here. So despite the 50-point loss or whatever it was, Bombers still in the 8, hanging on by a thread.
Are we?
We're 8th. We're on 4-2 with 99%. And but if the Saints win against Adelaide, they're going to push us out, I think.
We were on 4 fucking last week.
If we won that, we could have gone equal top.
I know, yeah.
We've still got a game in hand, so that's all right.
That is a scary proposition, Essendon in the top 2. I don't like that.
Yeah, neither do I. That's not good, is it? But you know what? They haven't won a finals in 5,796 days.
And you're a hack.
It is at the moment. So hopefully it keeps sticking that way, because even if they make finals, they'll probably shit themselves. So
I flew over to Perth for the final against the Eagles last year to see us get smacked by 60 points or whatever it was. That was a bit of a shocker. But
That was a great game.
Yeah, geez. Not good memories from the Bombers in the finals in my life, but
Can we just say we all hate West Coast? That's
Yeah,
it.
we do all hate
West
West
Coast.
Yeah, yeah, you could say that.
yeah, if any of my family in Perth listen to this, big fuck you for supporting the Eagles. So, gotta say that. Absolute ferals over there. They're worse than Collingwood fans.
Yeah, they're pretty bad. Obviously, Collingwood gets a bad rap like in Melbourne because we sort of know about it more. But I guess, West Coast are just as bad.
Nah, you know, I can spot a Collingwood supporter. Like, I could tell you were a Collingwood supporter before you even said that.
It's just a look, you know?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, the feral.
But I do remember when we played the Eagles at the G one year, and it was a few years ago, we'd smashed them, and there was this one West Coast supporter standing in front of us, and he was just giving it to us the whole game because we were losing most of the game, and then we finally came back in the last quarter and beat them. And before that, he turned around and just given like up yours to all of us because we were at the back standing. And then as soon as we took the lead, we just gave it to him, and he walked out. So yeah, West Coast fans are pretty feral too.
Yeah, you've got the power in Adelaide as well. There, the Port Adelaide, they're pretty shocking.
Haven't heard good things about them either.
Yeah, they're called the Magpies as well. So got some things lining up there. Well, they used to be called the Magpies, but
yeah, it's the reserve team, mate. Like, get over it. In terms of the round ball game, Adam, you're a Liverpool supporter.
Yes, sir.
So how long have you been a Liverpool supporter? Favorite players, all that sort of thing?
Well, all right, long story. So, actually not really. Well, because my dad, he's a huge Beatles fan. So, and obviously the Beatles are from Liverpool. So when he was younger, even though he wasn't as into soccer, he was a Liverpool supporter because he knew, what's his name? Craig Johnston was an Aussie. He was playing for Liverpool back in the 70s and 80s or whatever. So I guess through that, he was a Liverpool supporter. And then I guess when I was a kid and I started playing soccer, and obviously with Liverpool's triumph in the 2005 Champions League final, since then I've been, a huge fan. And I mean, obviously my favorite player is probably Steven Gerrard. But in terms of like the player that made me like fall in love with the game, probably Ronaldinho. Like the stuff that you saw on YouTube when YouTube was coming up, like it's nuts. Like he was on another level what he could do. So between Steven Gerrard, Ronaldinho and Lionel Messi, I guess my favorite players.
What about you, Dylan?
I don't follow soccer, the round ball game.
No. He's too much. He's got a lot of Aussie blood in him, Dylan.
Well, Adam, have you been over to the UK for a game before?
Funnily enough, I was meant to be there now.
Oh no!
But unfortunately, I was going to go for the Euros and watch one of the games in Rome there, but everything went to shit. So I'm here on this podcast, which is great as well.
Yeah, even better. Like, what more could you ask for, really?
Yeah, exactly right. Have you happened to go over there and watch a game in England or anything?
Well, I myself, I went there like summer last year, so like 2018-19. That's the only time I've been there. I saw Arsenal against Chelsea and Arsenal against Liverpool at Anfield, where we lost 5-1. But again, we won't talk about that one. And yeah, that was good. I saw Jackson's team Barcelona as well. Jackson's a big Barcelona fan, aren't you?
Ooh.
Yeah, I am. So I was in Europe probably just a little bit before Harper, or maybe around the same time. But I saw Betis in Sevilla. So I'm a big La Liga fan, not so much the Premier League, but saw Betis in Sevilla, and then went to the Women's Champions League final and saw Barca lose 4-1 to Lyon. But that was amazing when I was in Budapest.
Yeah, that's unreal. I'm jealous of that.
But I was also in Spain when Barca threw away the lead at Anfield. I was shocked. I was mortified.
Were you in Spain when that happened?
Yeah, I was in Mallorca. So I was in Barca. I was in Barca for the round before when we played Manchester and watched it in Barcelona, but not at the game. Yeah. And then I was in Mallorca for the Liverpool both legs. But with my family, it was fucking crazy.
Like that game was absolutely mental. Like I only woke up for the second half, and obviously you see the score at halftime. It's like, oh my god, like laters. Yeah, even in the first leg, when Messi's free kick like went in, it's like, all right, next leg, don't worry about it. But then it's like, it's Liverpool. Like anything can happen. They've shown it before. Like those European nights at Anfield, you can never rule them out. And they went to, like, especially under Klopp, they just dominate at home. So yeah, pretty stoked.
Yeah, it was pretty mortifying to watch. I was like, all we need to do is score one goal. Can we just like,
Yeah, legit.
even if it's like PK to score a header in like the first minute, let's do that and then cruise. And then you just score a goal. And then there was another. And then another. And then I was like, oh, okay, we can go to extra time. That's fine. Let's do that. And then bang, fourth goal. And I was like, I had to leave the room.
Trent Alexander-Arnold with the fucking greatest corner of all time, pulling in clutch. And Wijnaldum's absolute clinical performance around the 50-minute mark. Unbelievable.
I used to like Wijnaldum before that.
I think just before we move into our next segment, I hear you guys are futsal players as well. Is that true?
Professionally, yes.
I used to play with our other guitarist, Jacob, about, I think the last time we played was maybe 3 years ago. It was sort of just for fun. All throughout high school, we played it, and it was great. So, yeah, I know that you guys are mates through futsal.
Yeah, so Harper and I are mates through futsal. We should set up a Beans versus Schmeichel game, I reckon.
Yeah. The where do we begin derby? That'd be good. Yeah, we played down in Brunswick. What about you guys?
We used to play at Action Indoor Sports in Tullamarine, so it's not really futsal. I guess it's more like indoor soccer because it has the net, so you can cheat a little bit.
Yeah,
but it was great. It was great fun there. It was really cool. Except for the surface is dog shit. Like we had a few people like with rolling ankles and carpet burns and shit. But it goes all right.
Yeah. Well, do you reckon we should move into our new segment, the recommendations, boys?
Let's do it.
Go on.
Let's go for it.
All right, so on our new type of show, we've got a little segment. We're just going to call it the recommendation segment, I guess. So we're going to ask Jackson and myself and our guests to suggest some music, an album or a song, a TV or a movie, and something else like a book or a game or whatever it may be, because we're all in ISO at the moment, or most of us. So we all want things to keep us entertained. So, Jackson, what have you got for us?
All right, so music. So I was listening to my Spotify and has like a Discover Weekly thing. And one of the artists I like at the moment is Benny. So if you know TikTok, you probably heard of a few of her songs. She featured on the a few times on the Hottest 100 this year. So she's released a new song called Night Garden, which is pretty funky. I was vibing out to that on Friday night. It was really good. TV show. I've just started a new one. It's called Friday Night Dinner. It's the what's his name in the In-Betweeners? The little Will.
Will.
Oh,
the In-Betweeners.
Great man.
It's the great man. There's a new. Well, it's not newish. There's already 6 seasons. It's on Stan. If you want to check it out, it's him and his family, and they get up to crazy, wacky things every Friday night dinner. It's actually really funny. 6 episodes a season, sort of like the In-Betweeners. And my game, so Harper knows this. All through ISO, I bought a computer right at the start of ISO, and big Football Manager fan. So I'm not a huge FIFA person. Like if I play FIFA, it's more for the career mode, and the career mode has been pretty bad the last few years. So getting onto the computer and playing Football Manager, it's just more in depth. I've honestly over the 2 ISOs, I've played about 250 hours.
Jesus.
So what about you, Adam? What are your 3 recommendations?
All right. So I guess throughout ISO, I was like, all right, first of all, I need a good TV show because I've got to be occupied. So I heard a lot of good things about The Sopranos. So I torrented that and I started watching that, and I've pretty much smashed out all 6. I've got 3 episodes left, so I'm going to finish it off tonight. But I've been smashing out The Sopranos, which has been great. Yeah, 3 episodes left. I'm almost done, so no spoilers, all right?
All right.
How long are the episodes?
Good hour.
Yeah, well, there's 6 seasons. They're about an hour long, and there's 13 episodes a season, and the last season's got like 21 episodes. So, but it's a great watch. Like if you're into, I guess, Goodfellas and those type of movies.
So that's the problem though. I hate TV shows that go for 50 minutes an episode. It's like,
yeah, so do I. But Sopranos is like,
yeah, it's good.
It's one of the greatest TV shows ever made.
Yeah.
Another thing I started watching as well was because I've been on the Hamish and Andy podcast, a bit of competition for you boys. So I was listening to that. And,
I think we're a bit above them, to be honest.
And Hamish and Andy are unreal. And so I've been listening to their podcast, and I was also watching their shows on Stan, like, because they're all their, Caravan of Courage.
All the gap years. I've been watching the gap years.
Yeah, they're all on
I love the
that.
gap years.
The most recent 2 books I've read are Flea's book from the Red Hot Chili Peppers, which is great. It's very spiritual and wise. He's a wise man. And Anthony Kiedis as well from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. His book is mental. Like, his stories are just insane. And I guess the last book I'd recommend is Steve-O from Jackass. You can tell I'm very into the autobiographies. He's absolute madman. It's a very similar book to Anthony Kiedis's. And my music recommendation of the week is the new DMA's album. It's awesome.
Yeah, they've been playing that at work a fair bit, and it's been pretty good just to listen to it at work.
What's it called?
Yeah, it's great. It's great. It's
Glow.
called The Glow. And I've got the record on the wall there. I would have grabbed it, but yeah, it's a great listen. The production's really stepped up, but they kept their roots a little bit, but a lot of songs push into that electronic genre, which is different
not
to them.
good.
But it's still got that DMA's sound on it. So yeah.
So Dylan, we'll move on to you. What about you for recommendations?
I've been draining a lot of the Police recently. Like, probably their Regarded de Blanc album, one of the fucking greatest albums ever written. I wouldn't put it like that. But yeah, it's a good album.
The greatest 3-piece that's ever been, eh?
Yeah, they're a great 3-piece. If you haven't heard them, check them out for sure. TV shows, probably just been watching the Caravan of Courages and Gap Years, just draining them completely. Other than that, probably The Sopranos as well, and that's about it. I don't really get into TV shows that much. But movies, just cowboy westerns, like...
Harper, what about you, mate?
So for music, I heard this song the other day on my music app. No free shout out, so won't name what it is. But in the recommended section on it, it came up with a song called Rocking All Over the World by Status Quo. Had a listen to that. It's pretty, it's got the pretty formulaic kind of rock song, like kind of boogie rock kind of thing. It's got like typical drum beat, like a bit of a catchy melody and like some guitar solos. It's nothing too special, but it's a really good song. Really been getting into that over the last couple of days. And for books, Jackson, you'll know the guest we had on a few weeks ago, Tony Wilson, yeah?
Yeah, Tony.
Yeah, so he gave me a book and signed it called Australia United. So it's about, he went to the 2006 World Cup in Germany, and it's about his story through that World Cup, seeing all the Australia games and watching some other games as well. That was really good. He's a really funny author, that guy. So make sure you check him out, give him an email or look on his website. And for TV shows, actually, I've got a movie. So it's a doco from 2018. It's called 3 Identical Strangers. Any of you heard of it?
Nah.
No, I haven't, mate.
Well, so it's about these 3 guys in America. There's this one guy and he's walking through his new college and everyone's calling out, Eddie, Eddie, Eddie. But his name's not Eddie. And he finds out that he's got a twin, like living in the same state that he didn't know about. And then these 3, they turn out to be triplets. So there's 3 people that look exactly the same that have been split all around the country of America. And they all got adopted, obviously. And there's some pretty dark twists in it. So it gets pretty kind of scary and a bit very weird watch, but pretty hard-hitting stuff. So it's on Netflix. So I definitely recommend that. 3 Identical Strangers. So yeah, that's really good. So make sure you check that out. And have you got anything else to say to the boys, do you reckon, Jackson?
Nah, thanks for coming on, guys. We'll check out your band sometime soon.
Yeah, how do we check them out?
There's a page on Spotify for us.
And head over to our socials on Instagram, just white.bonsai, I think it is, or search us on Facebook. But yeah, head over to Spotify. We've got one single up there at the moment and another one that's going to be there in about 4 to 6 weeks, depending on a certain number of variables. But
depending
again,
on Adam himself.
Thank you for having us.
We're just waiting on Adam.
I'll finish my tracks, mate.
Right.
Well, it's been a blast having you on, boys. Massive thanks. But I think we'll bid you goodbye. And one last thank you. Thanks, boys.
Thank you. Cheers.
Thank you for having us. Appreciate it.
Cheers, guys. Jackson, we've got Adam Schneider on next week. We've recorded that interview a couple of weeks ago now. So what will listeners expect from that, I guess?
Well, Schneid's obviously being a two-team player playing a lot of premierships. So it's a very interesting listen, learning about all of like his ups and downs playing footy. Yeah, it's a very interesting interview. So I reckon everyone check it out.
Yeah. So it's out next Monday, obviously, 1 week from now, if you're listening to it on Monday, the 20th of July. So yeah, it should be an absolute cracker. He's a really interesting guy, really nice guy. But we've got another guest coming in, actually. He's a friend of the show. His name's Pietro. Pietro, are you there?
Yes, mate. Hello.
How are you, mate?
I'm good. Yep.
Hey, mate, how are you?
I'm good, yeah. Just going through lockdown. Yeah. Playing video games, I guess.
Pietro's one of the Schmeichel FC core members, but Jackson's played one game for Schmeichel FC, and you never got to meet Pietro because Pietro just decided to fuck off.
I wasn't there that game, but yeah. I heard you put on a great performance. So
we put on a show for the spectators on the week before Christmas. 12-1 it wasn't it, Jackson?
Oh my!
Yeah, but what was really funny is like just beforehand, I'd played a scratchy against the team we played against.
Oh really?
So I think over the night we smashed them in that game too. I think over the night I probably scored 10 against them.
You scouted the opponent. I guess.
Yeah, it was switched on. I was telling the guys like, "Oh yeah, these guys are shit. Let's flog them."
Yeah, but that one goal we could see to the end, that would have been our first clean sheet. It was absolute shocker. But
yeah, we've never had a clean sheet. If you're a fan of
futsal and a fan of comedy, check out the Schmeichel FC page on Instagram, and named after the great Casper Schmeichel, of course, isn't he, Pietro?
Yeah. It's a bit ironic, though. I mean, we've never had a clean sheet, and we're named after Casper Schmeichel, so yeah, I think we've got to change that. We've got to change that next seseason.
I think we might have to get one of Casper's sons before another club snaps him up.
What is the story behind the Schmeichel name?
I don't really. There isn't really a story, is there? I don't know.
There's a bit of a story. Do you know about FPL, Jackson?
Oh, true.
Fantasy Premier League?
Yeah, Fantasy Premier League. That's it. Pietro, do you want to tell the story?
Well, wait. Was it just? Did we just? We just all picked Schmeichel. Oh no, I remember. Sorry, my bad. Yeah. So basically, I started playing FPL last year for the first time, and basically, Casper Schmeichel, he's not known for his FPL performances. But I decided at the start of the season, I'm picking Casper Schmeichel this season, and no one is stopping me. And to this day, I've still got him in my team. So I mean,
that's huge.
That's where the name came from. That's where the name came from.
Lots of the boys got around Casper. I think he's in about 4 of our teams, and all the Schmeichel fans, we formed a futsal team, and we're killing it in Div 5 at the moment. We're about to win the Bronze Cup when season comes back. Div 5 on a Tuesday night. So when the finals are announced, we'll put it on our Where Do We Begin page on the socials. Get down to Futsal Oz Brunswick. Support Schmeichel FC in the Bronze Cup journey. So, Pietro, other than futsal, tell us a bit about your sporting life.
Well, I mean, I play basketball, tennis, and I do some swimming. I play basketball for Collingwood. Just casually, really. I just play with my friends. I'm known for my 3-point shooting, really. Yeah, bit of an ace in the corner. Tennis. I play for Royal Park. I just play comp on Fridays. I'm pretty good at that, I think. And then I just do swimming like twice a week. Just stay in shape, I guess.
Sounds pretty intense.
Or attempt to.
So actually, Pietro, we've got some listener questions from some fans of the show. So this first one is from some man called Xavier Eukerman. Pietro, who is your favourite player in the AFL?
Oh, in the AFL, the league that I definitely follow. Well, I know about 3 players, I think, in the entire league, but I reckon I'm going to go with Gary Ablett Jr. He's got a beautiful bald head on him. Yeah. I think he plays for Geelong. Well, he's not playing for Geelong for much longer. He's gone home from the WA hub because he's got a baby. Oh, that's unfortunate. I hope Gary's baby gets better. Yep.
And
fingers crossed.
Another one from this weird unit, Xavier Eukerman. Why do you go for North Melbourne, Pietro?
Well, I used to be a resident of North Melbourne, actually, so I guess that's where it comes from. I'm a pretty avid supporter, I'd say. I tipped them this week in the tipping, but unfortunately they got absolutely destroyed, I heard. So unfortunately.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, it was not a good time for the Roos.
Yeah, I don't really watch the games, but Xavier usually relays the information to me. So, yeah.
So, Jackson, what have we got Pietro on for mostly today?
All right, so I've done the quiz this week. So,
Yep.
Harper, you can try and better my performances over the last few weeks, which have been absolutely horrid.
Now, I haven't been in a quiz since episode 1 against Courtney Dempsey. Don't remember what happened, but it's been a long time. So but I'm ready to beat Pietro, I think. So should we get going?
Yeah, I sort of had a hissy fit after the Sean one with the Taylor Swift question. I'm really annoyed. I knew it from like the third one. As soon as someone said 1989 and music, I was like, oh no, Taylor Swift.
Oh, that's a classic album.
I was a great album.
Yeah. Pietro's a big fan of 22, I know.
Yeah. It reflects my Matt Sack mark, really.
And someone on Instagram as well asks ask Pietro how he would feel when he's 22 years old. Very question there.
I guess I'll feel 22, really, won't I? Yeah.
Oh yeah,
like the song says,
22.
Just like the song says. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling 22.
That's
on my birthday.
correct.
On my birthday, I'll play that song. Definitely, I'll sing all the.
I
Do
did
you like
this
it, Jackson?
year.
Perfect.
I did it.
Fair enough. I mean, why would you
Yeah.
not? Just a classic.
Yeah, we're out for a drink at Welcome to Thornbury, and my friends were like, "Hey, can we play 22? Because it's his 22nd birthday today." And the DJ was apparently like, "Oh, okay, if I have to, but you guys better sing along."
Fair enough.
Wasn't a good person. All right, so should we start the quiz?
Yes, let's get straight into it, I reckon.
All right, question 1. So this whole quiz is like music and sport together.
Yeah.
Oh, Pietro, just to let you know, our name is our buzzer. I think that's how we're doing it, yeah, Jackson?
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as
so
always.
just say Harper or Pietro or whatever.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, question 1. Who has won the most Australian Open tennis titles?
Pietro.
Pietro?
I think it is Roger Federer. I'm pretty sure, and Djokovic is second.
Nah.
Oh, don't tell me
Nah,
Djokovic
you're
has more.
Incorrect.
wrong.
Oh,
Harper?
Harper.
Oh, sorry, I shouldn't have said that.
Fuck. I don't know if I should go Djokovic. I will go Djokovic. I'll lock it in. Is it Djokovic? Novak Djokovic.
It's Djokovic, 8.
Oh,
Oh, I've given him the answer there, really.
how many's Federer got you?
Yeah,
know?
you.
I think Federer's got 6.
I'm not sure how many Federer's. Yeah, he's at 6. Djokovic is at 8.
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
question 2. Who was inducted into the ARIA Hall of Fame first? Was it John Farnham or Jimmy Barnes?
Harper. If I get it wrong, if I get it wrong, it's not looking
It's
good.
50-50.
John Farnham or Jimmy Barnes? I'll go Jimmy Barnes.
And you'd be wrong.
oh well, Pietro.
So,
then.
Pietro, you don't get the answer because it's the 50-50.
Oh,
so
fair
it's
enough, fair enough.
whoever gets in first.
That's
But it was John Farnham. He was in 2003. Jimmy Barnes was inducted in 2005. All right.
you a big fan of John Farnham, Pietro?
To be frank here, I don't know who that is.
Is you're the voice, mate?
Yeah, that's a banger. Is it?
Yeah,
I don't think it's his song though. I think someone else might have written it.
Yeah, I've got no clue. Probably was a cover anyway. So,
Yeah.
with the whole coronavirus going on,
Taylor Swift, maybe.
they're toing and froing of holding the AFL Grand Final in Melbourne or not. How many times in AFL VFL history has the Grand Final not been held at the MCG?
Harper.
Harper?
It's been held at Junction Oval and Waverley a few times. So I'm going to go. Is it closest to the pin or got to get it right on?
Got to get right on because it's a sort of low number. So
Yes,
that's a clue.
okay.
But
Yeah, I know it's definitely under 10. I hope so. I'll go 5.
you'd be wrong. Pietro, it is under 10.
All right. Well, I will go with 7.
No, it's 9 times.
Oh.
Oh, 9.
So maybe this year might be the 10th.
Yeah.
All right, question 4.
What's the score?
What famous Melbourne street? It's 1-0 to you, Harper.
Oh. We like
Okay.
So we've got about 6 more questions to go. So still, everyone's still in it, you know? All right, so question 4. What famous Melbourne street was used in filming the AC/DC music video for It's a Long Way to the Top if you want to rock and roll?
Harper.
Harper, you're up.
Okay, I'm pretty sure this is going to be wrong. I know there's a lane or an alley called AC/DC Lane or something like that. But I think that would have been named after them afterwards, changed from what it was before. But I'll just say AC/DC Lane.
You'd be wrong. So AC/DC Lane was, in fact, made after AC/DC became a huge thing. And that's where the famous Cherry Bar was located. Not anymore, but was. Pietro?
Well, this is going to be a complete guess. I don't know. Burke Street. Complete guess. No idea.
No.
Oh, well.
It was Swanston Street.
Oh, I was going to say that. I was actually going to say that.
That's close.
Oh, well.
Back in the day when there wasn't the barriers for the bike lane and everything, Swanston Street was just for AC/DC.
Yeah.
All right.
Shouldn't.
Closest to the pin. With Leeds United coming up back into the Premier League this week, I've decided to have a little bit of an Aussie Leeds question. How many games combined did Harry Kewell and Mark Viduka play for Leeds United? Closest to the pin.
Harper. I'll go with 374.
Pietro?
343.
Pietro's on the board. He's got the point.
Oh, let's go.
What was it?
They combined played 311 games for Leeds United.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh, no. I was thinking of going low 300s. I changed to 374. Regretting that big time. But we'll move on.
All right, question 6, sorry. Which Australian band came number 1 in the Triple J Hottest 100 of the 2010s?
Harper.
Harper?
I think it might be friends of the show, White Bonsai.
Unfortunately not. I reckon they were about 67. Pietro, any guess?
I don't know. Honestly, I'm not really an expert on Australian bands, so not sure. No idea.
Is that your answer? Final answer?
Yeah, that's my answer.
Comment?
I don't even know who to guess. Yeah, final answer.
It was Tame Impala.
Oh,
Yeah.
Tame Impala.
Definitely wasn't getting that.
I thought that was just a solo guy, but it's a band.
Nah, it's a band. They released their album early this year as well, I think.
Well,
And they played it way too many times at work. All right, question 7. In what minute did James Troisi score the winner in the 2015 Asian Cup final? You have to get
Harper.
it bang on.
Harper.
Harper?
I was there. I was there. It was
So was I. So
injury time of the first half of extra time. I'm fairly certain. I'll go with 106.
100. What was that? 106?
106, yeah.
You're wrong. Pietro?
I've seen this. I've watched the highlights, but I think it is first half of injury time. But I'm gonna go with 108th.
No, it was the 105th.
Harper, you had a shocker there.
1 minute, Harper.
I was at the end where he scored the goal. And,
I know. I was, with the Korean fans.
yeah, and every goal was scored at that end, like close
Yeah,
to
I was
the
there
end of the
too.
half.
So,
Yeah. Jeez. But
without knowing, we were there with each other. All right. Question 8. The last question before the Who Am I? How many times platinum is Daryl Braithwaite's iconic song, Horses, in Australia? How many times platinum has that gone in Australia?
I have no idea.
okay. I don't even know what the specific definition of platinum is, like how many records or whatever you have to sell. But I know it's an absolute banger of a tune.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with 5.
5? I'll give it closest to the pin.
Okay,
Pietro?
thank you.
I'm gonna go with 3.
Harper, you've gone up.
Oh,
2-1. It was 6.
6
times platinum.
So high.
6 times platinum. Big Daryl's
You've
got
been very close.
I mean,
You're
it is
very close to your 2 questions.
I like to think of myself as a bit of a Daryl Braithwaite expert, actually, but yeah.
All right, so anyone who knows, we do a Who Am I for the last question of the quiz. This one is no different. So for 5 points, I was born on the 6th of December in 1979 in Sydney.
Well, hold on. What's the score? I've just got to work out where I should.
It's 2-1.
It's 2-1. Oh, jeez.
To you.
And Pietro, just to let you know, once one of us buzzes in, we can't buzz in again until the other one gets it wrong.
Okay.
All right. So can you give us the date again?
So for 5 points, I was born on the 6th of December in 1979 in Sydney.
December 1979 in Sydney. Nah, move it on, I think.
No.
All right.
No idea.
4 points. I am of Irish and Samoan descent, but I'm famous for representing Australia for 14 years.
Harper. Tim Cahill.
It's Tim Cahill. Well done.
Really? I was going to say that, but I didn't think he was of Irish descent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to put that in to trick you guys a bit, but yeah, he's
I was gonna
Irish
say that.
Samoan.
Yeah, I've read Tim Cahill, Legacy by Tim Cahill, the autobiography. Was it Dylan that liked the autobiographies? Or was it Adam? One of them. But you should get onto that. That's a good book. But
what a shame. This was a really good one. I thought that would have been too much. But up for 3 points, I played my club football in the UK, the US, China, Australia, and India, playing 599 games over 21 years. For 2 points, I played in 4 FIFA World Cups, scoring in 3 of them. And for 1 point, I'm the Socceroos' leading goal scorer with 50 goals in 108 caps for the national team. So, Harper, well done. You've won this week's quiz. You've had already a better showing than me in past weeks.
6-1. That's a massive victory.
I mean,
6-1, huge.
Yeah.
You've invited Pietro onto the podcast and you've just trounced him. Well done.
I'll keep inviting my mates on the podcast. It
just
sounds
absolutely
like it's like
destroyed me,
lost scoreline.
I could have got that Tim Cahill one. Unfortunate.
No, I think I made it a little bit too easy. I probably should have put that down a little bit lower.
That's right. But
there we are.
we've running a bit short. Oh, well, sorry. We haven't gone for too long, really. So I reckon we might ask Pietro the question that we asked each other, Jackson. What do you think is the best decade of music?
Decade of music? I mean, I'm a pretty big pop fan. Well, it's between the 2000s and 2010s, I think. I think like 2000s, mid 2000s. There's a lot of bangers from that time. Yeah, I reckon. Yeah.
I reckon that's a bit of a vibe, especially with Aussie music. Like he got Untouched, This Heart Attack by Faker, all in the mid 2000s. So a big fan of that.
Yeah.
Untouched. It just has to be number one. So
yeah, I just think
Harper.
all those classic pop songs like I don't know, like song like Call Me Maybe, I'm pretty sure. Like that's an absolute banger from the mid 2000s, I'm pretty sure.
So many songs so hard. It's insane.
So many songs like that were produced in like the mid 2000s. So I'd probably have to go mid 2000s, like 2000 mid 2000s.
And actually big shout out to my main woman Katy Perry, Hot and Cold. So good.
That's
a delightful song.
Also a banger.
Yeah, the MasterChef soundtrack, of course. And Pietro, one of our mates and I got to see Katy Perry live at the MCG.
But one of them left. One of them left.
Yes. Xavier, mate, you've had a shocker there. But
could not believe it.
That's Xavier, if you're listening, you're a fuckwit. But I think, should we wrap it up there, Jackson?
Yeah, I reckon so. So, Pietro, thank you for coming on.
No problem. Thanks to you guys.
If you ever want to lose another quiz, just let me know and feel free to come on.
Mate, maybe another time. I'll beat you next time. If it happens again, I'll beat you next time.
Well, ambitious. But anyway, big thanks for coming on. See you at school.
All right. See ya, boys.
See you, mate.
Jackson, mate, what did we think of that first different kind of episode?
Yeah, I had a lot of fun meeting Adam and Dylan. Sorry, meeting Adam and Dylan for the first time. I will check out their music sometime this week if I'm not too busy, but I probably will anyway. And Pietro, unfortunately, losing in the quiz this week.
Yeah, I've just received a text from Pietro with a bit of abuse for the loss. He says, I was going to say Tim Cahill. He's having a go at me for buzzing in first. But there we go. I think I'll have a look on Spotify. I think White Bonsai, they've got their single out. I think it's called Shiver. Let me just have a look. Yeah, Shiver on Spotify. Make sure you check that out.
Yeah, and if anyone wants to let us know how they like this podcast, let us know what you'd like to see from us in these interview podcasts. If they just want more of a chat, or if they're happy with us getting more friends of ours into the show, not huge famous names like we've been getting on.
Yeah, exactly. And if you want to get your music on the podcast like White Bonsai have, give us an email, wheredowebeginpod@gmail.com. And what are our socials to get in touch with us, Jackson?
So we're on the Twitter and the Instagram at WDWB pod. What else are we on, Harper?
We're on Facebook at facebook.com/WDWB pod. Or look us up, Where Do We Begin, on Facebook. We'll put lots of questions out there to get some interaction with you guys. But we might put something out there this week. I'm not 100% sure because we haven't got a guest. But next week, big guest, Adam Schneider, like we said. Make sure you tune into that. It should be absolutely huge. And we've got some more big guests lined up. But remember, every second week we're having this chat pod show. If you've got any suggestions for what you want us to do, get in touch with us on our socials. Yeah, get your music on, get in touch with us, whatever you want. Anything else, Jackson?
Yeah. No, that's it. Yeah, just let us know how you like this one. Rate, review all of our podcasts so far. It's just a big help to us. So get in touch and tell us if you like it or not.
5-star review on iTunes, no matter what. Comment whatever you want. We don't care. 5 stars, that's all we were asking for. And I think we'll just about leave it there. Thank you for tuning in.